Good morning, boys and girls. How are you this morning? I hope you've had a good weekend. I hope that those of you who have gone back to school or are enjoying school, that you're staying safe and that you're learning a whole lot. You remember last week we learned that sometimes we mess up, and that's okay because God still loves us even when we do mess up. But it's important that when we do mess up, we need to confess to it. We need to tell our parents, or we need to tell God that we messed up and that we're sorry, and we'll try not to do that again. This week we've got Miss Bernita with us, and she's going to share us a story about the fisherman's net. So everybody be quiet, sit down, and listen to what Miss Bernita has to say.
Good morning, boys and girls. I'm so glad to be with you all today. And we're going to do a really short story here about a fisherman's net. And I hope once it's completed, you will have gained just a little more knowledge about Jesus and his life. A fisherman's net. This comes from Matthew, the 13th chapter, the 47th through the 49th verse. Jesus told a story. One day, he said, some fishermen took their boat out. They threw their net into the water. All kinds of fish swam in the lake. When the fishermen returned to shore, they dragged their net out of the water and looked through their catch, said Jesus. They kept all the good fish and tossed out all the bad fish. Jesus said, the fisherman's net is like God's kingdom. Everyone wants to be part of his kingdom, but the angels will come and separate the godly people from the ungodly people. The godly people will live in heaven with me forever. What this story is trying to tell us is that basically there's going to come a time, probably sooner more than so than later, that God will have to separate those children or his children from those who are ungodly. And when that time comes, we as God's children want to be in that net so he can take us home to be with him. So we hope that today's story helps us to understand that we have to live our lives so that when the time comes and God's net is cast out, that we are chosen to be his people and that we are allowed to go home with him to heaven. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Bernita. That was a great story. So we remember the Jesus was telling the story of the net, and it caught all the different kinds of fish in the lake. And you know, he's saying that we're like the fish. We're all different kinds. You can see me and Bernita, our skin colors are a little bit different. She's a girl and I'm a boy. And we're different sizes, we're different heights. So everybody in the world is different, just like the fish that was in the story. But God's grace and his love covers everybody. So his love and his grace is like the net. And it just covers all of us. But we want to be the good fish, don't we? We want to be the one that the fisherman keeps. If the fisherman is God, we want to be the ones that he keeps, right? I hope so. I know I want to be a good fish. I want to be the one that God takes and takes care of. And I hope that you do too. So the way that we do that is we listen to our moms and dads. We listen to our teachers at school. We try to behave. We read our Bible. If we can't read a Bible, if we don't know how to read, we can have our mom and dad read it to us. And especially if there's things in the Bible that we read that we don't understand, we need to go to our mom and dad. Or we need to ask one of our Sunday school teachers at church, or even Pastor Charles will answer questions for you. But by reading the Bible is how we get to be good fish and how we get to have a relationship with God, that we get to become friends with God, and he wants us to be with him. And so as we go through this week, I hope that in your prayers and as you read your Bible, you ask God to help you be the good fish that he's going to pick when he pulls his net in. That's all we've got for this week. We thank Miss Bernita for sharing that wonderful story with us. Next week, we've got a special story. I think Ebenezer, my donkey, is going to share a story with us if he can cooperate, if I can get him to cooperate. But we'll have Ebenezer tell us a story. I don't know what he's going to tell us yet, but I'm sure it's going to be really interesting. So until then, boys and girls, be safe, wear your mask, practice social distancing, read your Bible, and pray every day. And God bless you. Thanks. Bye-bye.